This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
As San Salvador residents experience some of the effects of what was Tropical Storm Erica over the past few days, our Jared Higgs tracked the island's weather this Saturday. Here's his report.
Good evening, Bahamas. Well, the weather in San Salvador has taken a slight turn. It started out clear this morning, very, very light winds, light surf, pretty much no rain. But as the morning progressed, we saw more clouds start to come out. Cloud cover pretty much started covering the entire west coast. The wind started to pick up, the surf started to pick up, and residents in San Salvador are anticipating more rain going into this evening. We went to the settlement of Long Bay, where we spoke to a resident by the name of Mr. Wesley Williams, and he gives us his recap on the weather.
This morning we had a little rough weather, winds gusting about maybe 25, 30 knots. It's getting a little bit better now, but it's off and on. I don't know what will happen later on this afternoon.
And right now we can see that there's some light rain, some decent winds. What do you expect for later this afternoon and tonight?
Well, I didn't get to really watch the weather channel, but I'm anticipating that there would be a little bit more to come unexpectedly. I'm ready for it.
Now, during my reporting, I've mentioned Hurricane Francis that affected the island in 2004. Well, Miss Ruthie, she gave me quite a history lesson today as she spoke to us about Hurricane Betsy that made landfall in San Salvador in 1956. The Category 3 hurricane boasted wind speeds of 100 miles per hour and destroyed many of the houses and churches here in San Salvador. Well, Miss Ruthie is going to be happy to know that we're only dealing with the outermost outskirts of what was Tropical Storm Erica. We'll have more of an update in the morning, but for now, reporting from San Salvador, I'm Jared Higgs.
It's considered the off-season for resort properties in Cat Island. In fact, most are closed until November 1st. Our Jimmy Swain spoke to two property owners about their views on Tropical Storm Erica.
Candle, canned foods, batteries, water. Water's been going quite fast.
Margaret Clare, operator of the Orange Creek Inn, food store, and gas company, said people picked up a few additional items ahead of Tropical Storm Erica. She too secured the upper part of her inn. Right now, she says there are no guests at this time. However, she did want the weather to parch the dry land.
Right now, my rainwater tank is on low, and I would be grateful for 2-3 day rain to fill that up.
Now, we also had an opportunity to speak to another property owner on the island, Mr. Frank Wolf. He operates Shanna's Cove, and he too tells us that they are ready for Erica.
I mean, we were scared when it started with Erica. We were watching every day different websites, and now it seems anyway a little bit relaxing. But we were prepared. We did our hurricane shutters. We cleared everything. We are in the moment closed because we usually go closing always at this time of the year and reopen in November. So this is a normal situation for us. But still, we have to prepare.
Not many homes in the north were secured, but Deputy Chief Counselor Tito Thurston said residents know what to expect from tropical storms.
I'm so happy that, seeing the position of the storm now, that it seems that we, especially those of us in the northern section of the island, we might be spared of the direct brunt of the system. We are happy that we may be able to get some rain out of the system. That's one of the things that we'd be happy for the farmers in this area.
Like those in the south, residents in the north agree that the one thing they could use from Tropical Storm Erica would be some rain. Reporting from Shanna's Cove, Jimmy Swain for ZNS Network News.
Tonight, police are still on the hunt for those responsible for the country's 98th murder. Officers found a man dead in the Mini Street area shortly before 2 this morning after suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. However, another man who was also shot had gunshot injuries from that incident is currently in hospital, listed in serious condition. And just 2 hours before that, shortly before midnight, a man was shot in the arm after leaving a nightclub located on Faith Avenue South. Now that victim remains in stable condition. Investigations continue. The nation's leader, family, friends, and the Grand Bahama community coming together to pay homage to a man regarded as an extraordinary Bahamian an astute businessman and one of the pillars of the city of Freeport. The late Sir Albert Miller was laid to rest today following a homegoing service at the Pro-Cathedral of Christ the King, and many agreed that he has left behind a remarkable legacy. Shashina Rowe reports.
A touching service of thanksgiving. Tears were shed as those in attendance reflected on the life and times of the late Sir Albert Miller. He was heralded as first and foremost a man who loved his family, the Grand Bahama community, and one who often gave of his blessings unselfishly. His granddaughters say while some knew him as an executive of the Grand Bahama Port Authority or a successful businessman, they simply knew him as Pa.
He would always say I was eating him out of house and home, and from that day forward I became known as Gubba. He always said he would rather clothe me than feed me. After a good meal came a good nap. We would know how good the nap was based on how loud he was snoring. We to this day still don't know how Grammy managed every night.
We all have wonderful memories of our trips to Chub Key and Walker's Key, where boating and fishing were always on the agenda. Being on the boat was definitely one of Pa's favorite pastimes. We went on so many trips, but the highlight of each trip was spending time with family.
During the service, former Governor General Sir Orville Turnquest regarded Miller as a great friend and one who can never be forgotten.
Albert has now passed from the scene, and we shall surely miss him. But it is now left for us, the living, to translate into our lives those noble virtues which Albert exhibited and by which he lived, and the legacy he has left indelibly planted in the annals of the history of the Bahamas.
The nation's leader, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, told those in attendance that police officers and the nation are indebted to Sir Albert for his service to this country.
He was a man extraordinary, and for the fearless, incorruptible, and expert manner in which he went about protecting people, whether in law or in business, we thank him. I therefore extend the sincere thanks of a grateful nation. I also extend the thanks of the nation for Sir Albert's second major area of achievement as a leading figure in the development of the modern city of Freeport in the post-Wallace Groves era. Sir Albert brought a uniquely Bahamian balance to the otherwise expatriate heavy leadership of the port. This was because of invaluable help to the, or this became invaluable help to the port in resetting the ship on the right course and in charting the way forward, taking due account of national sensibilities and popular expectations.
At the end of the service, Sir Albert's casket was draped in the Bahamian flag and carried out by members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Shashina Rowe, ZNS Network News.